Hi there everyone, I'm Hayachi from Hachinano Culture Japan. And the Japanese culture I'm going to introduce this time is a manga that has crossed generations and almost every Japanese adult knows. It's not Sazae-san, it's not Doraemon, it's not Dragon Ball, it's not Naruto. If you can't talk about this manga, I can't let you call yourself a real Japan expert. That manga is KochiKame. The official title is こちら葛飾区亀有公園前発出所. It sounds like a Japanese tongue twister, right? Do you want to practice it with me? Here we go. Ready, set. こちら葛飾区亀有公園前発出所. If you can say this, you are already pretty deep into Japanese culture. So please definitely practice it. One day, when you meet a Japanese person, just suddenly say this to them. こちら葛飾区亀有公園前発出所. I think they will be really surprised. Now, today's theme is KochiKame. And the reason I wanted to introduce it is simple. This manga has a seriously long history. After first appearing as a prize-winning one-shot in Weekly Shonen Jump on June 20, 1976, it started its regular serialization in issue 42 of the same year, and from that issue all the way to issue 42 of 2016, it continued without taking a single break. The series began 5 years before I was born, and it kept going without stopping even once. The regular serialization ended in 2016, but the manga reached an unbelievable 200 volumes. Then in 2021, volume 201 was released, collecting episodes that had been published irregularly after the ending, until Golgo 13 passed it in 2021. KochiKame was recognized by Guinness World Records as the manga series with the most volumes published for a single series. Come on, Golgo, don't pass it, right? By the way, the magazine it was serialized in was Weekly Shonen Jump. Weekly Shonen Jump was a massively popular magazine that featured legendary series like Dragon Ball, Yu Yu Hakusho, Slam Dunk, and many more. And KochiKame was serialized in that very same Weekly Shonen Jump. So from that time, I started reading manga as an elementary school kid. I had always seen KochiKame in Jump, and I even owned some of the volumes. If you went to a barber shop, KochiKame was there. If you went to a coffee shop, KochiKame was there too. Back then, Weekly Shonen Jump was insanely popular, and honestly, it felt like almost every boy was reading it. And KochiKame kept running in that magazine without taking a single break. So honestly, I feel like almost everyone in Japan back then must have read it at least once. I mean, come on, it ran for 40 years. Everyone has to know it, right? Now from here, let's talk a little about what the manga is actually about. The main character is a middle-aged man named Ryotsu Kankichi. He's a police officer. He was born in Asakusa, Tokyo. He works at a small police box in front of Kameari Park. So basically, that ridiculously long title is almost explaining the location of the police box. Now, when you hear a manga about a police officer, you might imagine something serious. But no, this is a classic comedy manga. It is basically about the people around Ryo-san getting dragged around by his wild and ridiculous behavior. He would chase money with some outrageous idea, get yelled at by his boss, and I even remember him blowing up the police station But at the same time, Ryo-san is also a very warm-hearted person. So there are also many stories that are touching, emotional, and surprisingly heartwarming. It really is a wonderful manga. Another great thing about KochiKame is that you don't have to start from volume 1. Each episode is basically a self-contained story, so you can pick up almost any volumes and still enjoy it. Recently, whenever I go to a used bookstore, I buy whatever volume I happen to find. I wonder if I can complete the whole collection someday. But honestly, I don't really have space for 200 books. Now, when it comes to KochiKame, one of the things I especially love is the episodes about Ryo-san's hobbies. He has so many hobbies and he knows so much. Games, manga, anime, figure, military stuff, cameras, trains. Honestly, there are too many topics to count, but they are actually really educational. There are episodes about the latest home electronics, and even before computers became common in ordinary homes, the manga was already explaining computers in detail. When I was younger, I learned a lot of new information from this manga. I remember learning about things like Windows 95 through KochiKame. Back then, I was like, what is an OS? What is a virus? Does the computer catch a cold? Interestingly, KochiKame is extremely famous in Japan, but overseas it is not as easy to find as manga like Dragon Ball or Naruto. The anime has started reaching English-speaking audiences under the title KochiKame, Tokyo Beat Cops, but the manga itself is so huge, so long, and so deeply connected to Japanese everyday culture that it may be difficult to fully translate and publish overseas. But there is an anime version, so if you are interested, definitely check it out. And of course, if you ever come to Japan and manage to collect all 200 volumes of the manga, you are officially a hero. That's all for today. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment and subscribe. See you! またね!